Hey, Tim here with Expert Power Wash. We build professional spray equipment out here in the Portland, Oregon area. Just finished up this brand new 6x12 trailer. This is going out to Keith. He's local to us. I'm going to give you a full walk around and tour of this trailer. Let's take a look. All right, here's a quick overview. This is a 6x12, or actually 6.5 by 12 dual axle trailer, 3,500 pound axles. Of course, these can be upgraded to 5,000 pound axles if that's something that you would like. This is actually probably one of my favorite trailers. We've done a bunch of different builds with this platform. Here's a look at the back. All the hose reels. We'll jump into all the details here in just a minute. Let's start at the front here at the pressure washer. So this is a GX690 gear drive. This is a custom built unit. If you've seen our other videos, you guys know that we don't use off the shelf pressure washers. Going with something like this is typically about $1,000 more than, see if I have one back here, I'll show you guys. So we do have other pressure washers. These are all going to builds. These are our custom builds. You can see the sold signs over there. If you guys want something like this and you don't really want our custom built pressure washer, you could save yourself a bunch of money by going that route. I don't recommend it. I'll show you why most people go this route. So one, it's a gear drive. Being a gear drive or a belt drive, both pressure washers can pull water out of buffer tanks. But there's a few things that are a little bit different on this one. One, the way that it's laid out. Two, there's a gear drive. So here's the engine, gear drive unit in between the pump, and of course the General TSF 2021 pump. This pump is pretty much bulletproof, one of the best pumps out there. You can see the back there is a little bit different than that belt drive I showed you. Got the pulser unloader. This is a, right here, 1/2-inch hose. These are all custom made, custom crimped. Take a look at the unloader there. That is block mounted. See the block there? These are typically bolted to the spot right there where the hose is coming out and going around. We block mount these because we want to take all of the extra pressure and the pulsating off of the pump. One more thing to mention on this unloader. So this is a soft pull or easy release, non-trapped pressure unloader. What makes these unique is it doesn't keep trap pressure on the line, so it's a lot easier to deal with your line, move it around wherever you're working. Also, when you pull the trigger on these, it doesn't jolt in your hands. Any of you guys that have ran pressure washers know what I'm talking about. You pull the trigger and you have to be very careful where you have your gun pointed, because there's going to be a blast of pressure or a jolt that comes out of the gun. With this upgraded unloader, you don't have to worry about those issues. Of course, the upgraded recharging system, we have an actual Honda exhaust on here. Just an all-around really nice machine. Has a heavy-duty skid base that's on there, the aluminum base plate that's on the bottom. Here's another look at the side of it. We have the paperwork down there. Keith ordered a couple extra parts there, so that's what you're seeing laying down here. We have an extra pump, which I highly recommend. We have a drop stick downstream system. Then, of course, the M5 twist. So this stuff allows you to apply chemical out of the pressure washer. To make that work, you have to have the right injector. You have to have the right nozzle or a low pressure nozzle. This is the M5 twist. These work very well. Of course, the pump. A couple guns down there. We have our famous house soft wash gun. These are available on our website. Stainless steel quick connect, stainless steel wand on there that's 6-inch with a quick connect on there. And of course, this is a chemical resistant gun. Really nice system. And of course, the stock 36-inch lance gun there. It comes with the pressure washer. We have a heavy-duty interstate marine grade battery here. 11-gallon aluminum fuel tank. We've added a rollover valve here. So what this does is, as the gas splashes up on the bottom, there's a little ball that sits on the bottom of this. it pops up and it reduces the possibility of leaking gas out and splashing. You do have to have your tanks vented when you're running this type of machine because it has a fuel pump in it. So obviously if it's pulling fuel out of here and this is vapor locked or it's not able to pull air, your fuel system's not going to work. So we have that all set up properly, how it should be. I see some people, they just run like a barb like this. This is a brass barb. These are like $6 or $7. These are 30, but you're not going to leak fuel when you're using something like that. So just one of those areas we didn't cheap out on and just put a barb with a piece of hose on it. That does make a difference. It's not recommended. You can see all the plumbing here, the way we have this all plumbed up. We're using stainless steel quick necks on here, no brass, no steel. That stuff's gonna fall apart and rust. We have all Curie-Tech hoses. 7-gallon soap tank there, and then you see our heavy-duty aluminum 7-gallon tank strap system there. It's all bolted onto the trailer. These are beefy, super beefy tank straps there. Those are 1/4 inch thick. They have a nice round radius on the aluminum. They're bolted down through the floor of the trailer with big old fender washers on the other side. All of our hardware now is 316 stainless. The two front tanks are tied together for water, and then the back tank is chemical. The reason why we tied these together is that, one, it expands the water capacity for the buffer tank, so the pressure washer pulls out of the water tank. So doing it like this, these are about 12 inches wide, and we could have just done like a 200-gallon tank, but then the water would slosh through here every time you're coming to a stop or driving. With the way that it's set up like this, you got 12 inches here. The water is just going to move within the tanks if you're carrying water. Don't recommend carrying water on a regular basis, but if you have to, you're not going to have to deal with a bunch of water sloshing. And we've tied these together with 1.5 inch plumbing. This is done right with banjo fittings. We have our clamps that we get out of the UK, even down to these right here. So something, a little unknown fact with clamps, this is all stainless, but a lot of times this is going to be a zinc plated screw or bolt there. This whole thing is 100% stainless. Costs a couple bucks more. You as the consumer or customer is not going to know that we used a cheap clamp until about a year down the road when all your stuff's rusted and falling apart. We don't want to do that to you guys. We want to build you really nice, good quality stuff. We want you to come back as you grow your business and continue to buy equipment from us. But if you see rusted clamps, that is typically what happens. Somebody used a cheap clamp because they're about half the price, sometimes even less, to use something that doesn't have a stainless steel bolt or screw in it. But getting back to these tanks, 200 gallons of water, 100 gallons of bleach. You can see that the way that we have the strap system going across the top there. I'll show you some of the plumbing as we get over to the other side. Of course, dual axle, really, really nice trailer. This one is laid out properly. You have all this space in the back for storage. You can put a box back here. You can keep your surface cleaner back here, whatever you'd like. Got the back gate. This back gate is completely removable. Most people put signage on the back gate. I'm going to show you something. If you've made it this far into the video, here's the pricing. I get a lot of comments that say, hey, what's the price of this? This is the 2024 pricing. I know I'm shooting this video in December. We're getting ready to go into 2025. As long as the new administration that's coming into office, which I believe that we will be in okay shape, we shouldn't see a whole lot of things going up. We're hoping to see things going down. With that being said, this is the current pricing. This lines up with our invoicing system. This isn't some fake price put out there. This is $22,989. So if you're wanting something like this and the prices are still consistent with what they were at the time of this video, that would be the price of something like this. So that doesn't, you don't have to wonder what this thing cost or how to price it out or waiting to get a hold of us for an estimate or anything like that. So if that's within your budget, give us a call. Let us know if you want something like this built. Of course, we custom build all of our stuff. We can add a hot box to this. We can add multiple machines. We can add an AR45 gas soft wash system. We just got our new 24 volt high flowing soft wash pumps in. Actually, I'll show you guys. This is actually the first day that they came in. Give you a little sneak peek. So these are the new Zeus pumps. These actually come with a commercial warranty. That's almost unheard of. So these are inch in and inch out. Really, really nice pumps. We're going to be using those on some builds here in the future. But getting back over to the trailer. So really high quality hose reel. This is full frame aluminum, stainless steel internals. And this isn't just regular stainless steel. 304 is what most people are using. This is actually an upgraded 316 stainless, so it's going to last a bit longer. You have a 316 stainless steel swivel with a greasable Zerk fitting. We're using our high-end clamps here too as well. Those are those clamps that come out of the UK. Just an all-around really nice hose reel. Look at how beefy these brackets are that hold on the manifold. This piece right here, you can see how thick that is. It's almost as thick as my finger. I'll show you the other side here. So this has 100 feet of 3/4 Flexilla back here. You can add a lot more if that's something that you want on your trailer build. You can see some of the plumbing on this side. So that is our 1-inch drain. I'll show you down here. So that's on a really high quality Tiger Flex hose with a Schedule 80 dump ball valve there. So you're able to drain out your tanks really fast. Let's take a closer look at this mixer. There's some unique parts here that make this one kind of special. So this check valve right here, this is a 3/4 check valve. This is also a 3/4 check valve. So this is on the water and bleach side. So these, the spring and internals of these are actually made out of Hastelloy, which is an upgraded material that is more durable and longer lasting than stainless. The problem, if you buy something like this yourself, or who knows where you have it built, and whatever builder is trying to save money and build something out as cheap as they possibly can, this is an area here where you're going to see somebody cut corners, because these cost a bit more, but they last a lot longer. And those things all go into, you know, the category of quality. You know, you can pay a little bit less, but in turn, you're going to be probably paying a lot more when you have to be down a day. Your check valves go out prematurely, and then you're having to wait and figure out what kind of check valves you need. We've tried to do some of that stuff, the hard stuff, for you guys. So if you're buying something from us, we're putting our name on this stuff. So we want it to last. We have a really great reputation in the industry, and we want to continue to grow that reputation and continue to take care of your guys' businesses. We are a Christian business, family-based business. My wife works here, my son works here. We're trying to grow with you guys. And by doing that, we want to put out good quality stuff that gives us a great reputation. All the wiring is 100% marine grade USA wiring. What makes this wiring really, really important? Obviously, you're conducting electricity or current through your wiring. A lot of the Chinese wiring or Amazon wiring, the stuff that we're seeing out there, it contains a lot of filler material. So I know I'm just focusing in on the mixer there, but I think it's important to educate you guys of what I'm seeing out there, kind of what makes our stuff different and why it costs a couple bucks more. So like I said, USA marine grade wiring, pure copper strand, no filler material. It's going to last longer. It's going to hold up. It has a heavier jacket. It's just going to be all around more durable long term as far as your wiring. And this little soft wash system here, this is your money maker. So this is the last thing you want going down on you. Of course, you see, so this is your water. You're able to control your amount of water that you're pulling through the mixer. This is your soap valve, and then of course your bleach. So there's little markings on here, and then you can control the amount of bleach that you're using. Usually, typically with a roof, at least in the Pacific Northwest, you're going to be wide open on your bleach, wide open on your water, and then just a little hair of soap. This little valve over here, this is your rinse valve. So what this does is if you flip this up to chemical, we're not going to do it right now because it's going to lose its prime because there's no bleach in the tank. But if we would flip that up, it's going to pull out of the bleach tank. If we flip it down in the position that it is in right now and it's labeled water, that's going to pull out of the water tank. So you can see how we have this plumbed up, it goes right over here to the bleach valve. So basically what this valve's doing is it's you can pull water or bleach through here, and it just keeps this whole leg of the mixer all completely rinsed out when you're all finished up with the job. So instead of just turning this thing off, which I see a lot of people do, that leaves straight 12-13% bleach. It's going to start deteriorating all the fittings and the O-rings, of course the check valve. Those are all issues that you'll have prematurely when you're out there in the field. That little three-way rinse valve makes a huge difference with maintaining this soft wash system. You can see the way that we have this all plumbed up. Everything is all ran real nice. I'll try to get a better angle here for you guys. All of the clamps, we use Dixon clamps. We used to not tell everybody all the brands and the different things that we were using, but you know, if it's helpful to somebody and they want to build all out their own stuff, at least we can be an example in the industry and kind of lead and teach you guys the right stuff to use. It makes a big difference long term. Dual control pump, I didn't really talk about that a whole lot. This eliminates the cycling that you commonly see in traditional pumps. All right, let's take a look down here at the rest of the plumbing. So you can see we have a 1-inch T-strainer filler there. Right down here, of course, our heavy-duty clamps. This bowl unscrews. You're able to maintenance this and rinse out your stainless steel filter that's in here. You can also take out the cap off the bottom and drain it that way as well. We have all our hoses neatly secured there to the bottom of the trailer. Another 18-inch expert reel, all the same as the garden. This is where it becomes really, really important to make sure that you're using high quality stuff. With this being 316 stainless, you're pulling anywhere from 1% all the way up to 6%. If you back off your water, you can even pull a higher strength of bleach through that. So super important that one, your hose reels are able to stand up to that type of chemical usage, and two, you rinse it out so it lasts longer. There's a look at the side there. Last reel here, another 18-inch reel. And you see how we have it all lopsided there. One of these days I'll show you. I'm not going to pull it all off for the sake of the video, but you can see that there's a weird angle here. Trust me, I am crazy about having everything neat. I don't have this all lopsided for no good reason. So there is 200 feet of Fierce Jet hose on here. This is our favorite kind of hose. Really nice Fierce Jet. You can look at some of the PSI ratings, 4250, and then it has a burst rate of 10,625. This is also able to be used with hot water, so it's rated at 310 degrees. But one of the reasons why I have this all sideways lopsided like that is because we have two 100-foot sections and we use stainless steel couplers. So anyways, when you put two of your hoses together, it makes, if you was to roll this up straight, this would stand up like this. And these are common break points in your hose. So once we get to that joint, we slap it sideways like that and then just roll around over top of it. It does make your hose reel look a little bit funny, but overall it lasts a lot longer, and you're not going to have those pinch points or weak points on your hose by running your joints sideways. So that was a little free tip there. Plus, I just wanted to let you know why my pressure washer hose isn't as neat as my other hoses. There's a good reason for it. Give you another little walk around there. If you guys have any questions about this build, or you're interested in getting something built, like I said, lots of space here. Look at the amount of space. You can run a toolbox all the way down the side if that's something that you want. This is an 11-gallon fuel tank. I think I said that already. We use 92 octane fuel. We use good fuel when we're running these small engines. Let's see what else to tell you here about this thing. Oh, let's take a look at the plumbing on the other side. That's something that I missed. We were talking about the mixer. If you look at the way that everything is plumbed up, everything is neat. Here's another look at this side. So Right here, the blue hose, you have a Hudson float valve in there. So as the water fills in the tank, it fills up, fills up, fills up, and then it hits the bottom of that float valve, and then it actually stops the water. So your tanks aren't going to be overflowing. That's going to stop it. And then as you use the water down, it releases that float valve, and then more water is able to fill the tanks. So really simple solution not to overflow your tanks, but it's very effective, works very well. Here is the bypass. So if you're off your gun, your water is going to bypass back into the tanks. If you take a closer look there, these are all banjo bulkheads, super high quality. This is a Sweepin 90, get a little closer there. That's a Sweepin 90 bypass barb there. So as the water comes in, it's going to flow around there, and then you don't have such an aggressive stop point for the water to flow back into the tanks. Probably doesn't make a huge difference, but it does make some difference. So that sends the whole loop of the machine all the way from there, all the way up through the bypass and then back in, and then it's filled into the water. And then you have this big circulation. It's going to keep your machine cool, allow you to run longer. I'll show you one over here, what you typically see in like a cart system. So these will heat up a lot more. It's recommended that you're not off the gun longer than a minute. So it comes out of the unloader and it just has this little loop. When you're messing with bigger equipment, commercial equipment like this, those little things allow you to run a little bit longer. You're able to talk to customers. You could let this thing run, go take a lunch, and it's probably going to stay cool. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm saying that you probably could when it's built right like this. Go back to the plumbing over here. You can see that all of our hoses flow through there. There's not bulkheads here. The reason why there's not bulkheads here in previous technologies and the way things were built before is you'd have a bulkhead here. The hose would come in, it would go to a barb, it would connect there, and then you had a piece of PVC tube inside here that would screw to the bottom of the bulkhead. Probably losing you there, but anyways, as it was screwed to the bulkhead, it would just sway with the water or bleach, and then you always have crack points here. That's where you're going to get leaks, and when these systems have leaks, they don't work very well. So the hose flows all the way through. You have no break points, no air points there. It's made a huge difference plumbing these systems like this. It just really eliminates some of those previous issues. Here's another look at the mixing system and the pump. All right, guys, appreciate you watching the video. If you're still here, leave a comment. Say, hey, I watched the whole video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. We have a ton of content out there, I think over 300 videos. Like I said, if you're interested in something like this, let us know. I'll leave all my contact information down below. And if you're still here, I'll give you a little bonus, and I'll show you some of the other little things that we're working on. This is a micro mini. So this is a little mini soft wash system. Drop stick, you're able to drop that into a batch tank. This is like $2,300. Super easy to get started in the soft wash industry if budgets are a restriction. We also do financing as well. Here's another cool build. We haven't named this one yet. So this is 48 inches by 48 inches. This is going to fit most short beds. Rinse valve there. Gear drive pressure washer, 7-gallon soap tank. A lot of cool stuff here we're working on in the shop. Like I said, if you're interested in some type of custom build or a trailer or a pressure washing truck skid, that's what we do.